Or add in a feist.
You're watching ABC 28, awarded #1 newscast in Texas for the 3rd straight year. This is ABC 28 News at 6. ABC 28, where news comes first.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Carla Leslie.
And I'm Bill Maddox. ABC 28's top story, the response from the farming community on Larry Combest's resignation after yesterday's stunning announcement that at the end of May, the chairman of the U.S. Committee on Agriculture will step down from public service. With 18-plus years of experience under his belt, farmers on the South Plains and around the country are sad to see Larry Combest go. In his career, Combest has written and passed 4 major farm bills. The latest, passed back in May, provides $190 billion in aid for farmers. But now, local farmers wonder what lies in their future without a close friend in office. ABC 28's Elena Darvaux talks with a cotton producer and tells us what he thinks about Combest leaving the Capitol.
Farmer for 32 years. Dale Kitchens says Congressman Larry Combest leaves behind some large shoes to fill.
A man that really had my respect and certainly one that had the most power of anyone in the United States government for agriculture. And so it is a tremendous loss to hear that Larry has decided to resign.
A 4th-generation farmer himself, Combest made it his career to work for the farmers of America. Without him, Kitchens says farming may not be possible.
Had the most powerful seat in Congress, and so certainly it will be a vacuum for West Texas for Larry to resign, and in agriculture especially. Larry certainly was the father of the farm bill that we have now.
Just like the classic Clark Gable film, Dale Kitchens says if it wasn't for Larry Combest, West Texas farmers and their cotton would be gone with the wind.
Kitchens says they can't farm without a good, solid farm bill. And with Combest gone, he fears opposers may rip it apart.
We again feel like that Larry was really a champion in doing that. He really took care of us here and got excellent legislation for us that will give us a solid future, and we hope that it'll stand.
Kitchens says it's not just West Texas farmers that are saddened by Combest's resignation. He says the entire country will feel the impact when Combest steps down from office. He says West Texas has been blessed with some excellent congresspeople and can only hope that continues. Again, the last day of May is Combest's last day, whereupon a special election will be called by Governor Perry. Bill, back to you.
Okay, very good, Elena. Thanks for that report. Now, while the congressman's tradition is coming to an end, tomorrow, the Lubbock City Council may be starting another. Lubbock City Council will vote tomorrow on whether to start up the Student Community Committee. The committee would bring together Tech students and Lubbock residents. One hope is that the committee will be able to work out problems facing the two parties before they get out of hand.
Things that we came up with when we started talking about housing issues and business relations with students was to create a committee that dealt with students and the community.
Now, the Tech Student Government Association initially introduced the plan to the City Council back in September.
One issue that both Tech students and the community have no problem agreeing on is that they want to beat the University of Texas this weekend. The sellout game at Jones SBC Stadium will have a big impact locally on hotels, spirit shops, and restaurants. ABC 28's Michelle Hayes has more.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Not even the Red Raider marching band has an easy time preparing for the game against Texas. That's because for Tech, many say the weekend matchup is something to celebrate.
Anytime we can get Texas Tech mentioned in that national spotlight, it's great for the university as a whole, not just athletics.
Chris Cook is the Assistant Athletic Director of Media Relations for Tech. He says Saturday's televised game means all eyes on Lubbock.
It'll be probably 30% of the country will be able to pick up our game. I believe there are 2 other games at the same time slot. That's what they normally do. We'll get about 30, 35% of the market. And Highlights will be able to be picked up by everyone around the country.
But the spotlight won't just be on Raiderland. Local businesses like the Ashmore Inn are also answering the call.
Every year, this is always one of the biggest weekends for the year for Lubbock. Everybody in town is sold out. We're sold out months prior.
Even local stores say Red Raider spirit shirts are flying off the racks, and fans say they can't wait until kickoff.
This is my 3rd year, and so I'm really excited because I've been going every year, and it just keeps progressing into something bigger.
I think it's going to be a really huge deal. It's going to get crazy here in Lubbock.
Now, if you don't have tickets, you may be out of luck because the only ones we were able to find were on eBay, but those range from $100 to $400. Now, also, don't forget this weekend is the big calf fry at the Lubbock Coliseum with Willie Nelson, and that event is also sure to bring in a lot of money and publicity to the city of Lubbock. Reporting live at the Jones SBC Stadium, Michelle Hayes, ABC 28 News. Carla?
You have got to want to see Tech beat the Longhorns to spend $400 on a ticket.
Oh, that's right.
And hopefully it'll all be worth it, too. Thanks, Michelle.
All right.
Now that leads us to tonight's online poll question. Who do you think will win the big game Saturday? You can cast your vote on our website at texaseyes.com and then click onto the ABC 28 side. And we're going to have some results for you tonight at 10. And don't forget about our special presentation pregame show on Saturday. That's going to start right here at 2 p.m. on ABC 28, followed by the big game at 2:30.
Well, I've always said that Ron Roberts is 100% when he forecasts wind.
Always.
We had wind today, and I'll bet he forecasted.
Oh, let's not have any more of that. Let's get that out of here, Ron.
Well, I think, the good news is I think we will have that, for the most part, out of the way on Saturday for the big game. Here's a first look at your forecast for the weekend and the Red Raiders and the Longhorns at Jones SBC Stadium. It does appear that kickoff time temperatures, for the most part, are going to be in the 50s or so after a very cool morning. We'll start out rather cool, and then southwest winds around 11 to 18 miles per hour by the afternoon, and we kick those Longhorns through there. First look for temperatures tonight. Temperatures that have currently been in the lower 60s fall lower 50s tonight. Light jacket, a bit cool in the morning, in the upper 30s. South Plains temperatures in the Storm Detection Network right now is 62 in the metro, 60 degrees in Brownfield and Clovis at 57 degrees. Well, pretty nice out there now. We'll have a more detailed 7-day forecast and a look at what could be some wintry mix precipitation across West Texas on Friday. That's coming up.
Well, the first telepharmacy project in the state is taking place right here on the South Plains. Pharmacists at Texas Tech's Health Sciences Center consult with patients in Turkey, Texas via computer. Many rural communities cannot afford a full-time pharmacy, so patients have to drive miles away. Now, this technology allows patients in Turkey to speak with a pharmacist and get medications at the doctor's clinic.
It's a convenience for us. We're able to go to Plainview. But for other folks that might have a hard time driving somewhere to get medical attention, it's really a benefit for them, it looks like.
Well, so far, 50 prescriptions have been filled using this telepharmacy.
Well, the excitement is rising in anticipation of Saturday's big game at Jones SBC.
Coming up on ABC 28 News at 6, the latest on the Hub City Showdown against old rivals Texas Tech and UT.
But first, Texas Tech is taking a stance against a killer that most drivers aren't usually aware of.
It's Chili Makes It Better month at Sonic, featuring the extra long cheese coney covered in meaty chili with a large order of hot and crispy tots for just $2.99. Only at Sonic.
On the next Entertainment Tonight.
I want to get married in a church at this time. I had never been before.
Jennifer Lopez's marriage to Ben Affleck. What she told Diane Sawyer.
This is big and this is real, and she knows the difference now.
And when her big day is.
It's something that we would like to do as soon as possible.
Then Katie Couric's big night out and round 2 for Oprah in New York. Plus JFK Jr. on his bike with wife Carolyn Bissett. The exclusive movie preview. XTT. Tonight at 6:30. Following ABC 28 News at 6. Sex. Are you talking to your kids about it?
It's the first thing that we'll ask them.
Or letting the classroom be their guide? In our ABC 28 special report, find out what your kids are learning in Smart Sex. Tonight at 10 on ABC 28.
One day.
You're watching ABC 28 News at 6. Bill Maddox has your news. with award-winning anchor Carla Leslie. Chief Meteorologist Ron Roberts forecasts your weather. And Texas Tech graduate Jeff Lillicott has your sports. ABC 28, where news comes first.
With the holiday season approaching fast, Texas Tech University wants to get the word out on a silent killer, drowsy driving.
Here's more local news. This afternoon, Tech President David Schmidley and his wife gave a presentation to students on drowsy driving. Each year, there are more than 100,000 accidents due to people falling asleep at the wheel. Since 1999, drowsy driving accidents have claimed the lives of 5 Tech students. The Lubbock Youth Commission will hold a question and answer session about their stance on sex education. This session is a direct response to the recent review of sex education by the Lubbock Independent School District. The session will be tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. in the City Hall chambers. And happy 50th to our buddies down the hall. Dub Rogers signed on K-Dub KLBK with a little help from several thousand people back in 1952. Back in those days, there were only a handful of TV sets in Lubbock, and all programs were live. Okay.
And no, I wasn't there.
You weren't there.
I was still in high school.
Just a little tyke then.
Absolutely.
Ken, well.
Okay, Ron Roberts standing by with what we all want to know about. How's the weather going?
Well, no, that's not true. That is not true about Bill Maddox. Folks, we have exclusive to Weather Lab some vintage film. That, folks, is Bill Maddox with the weather in the mid-50s, and that's how they used to do it, and they even listen to him.
In spite of its simplicity, it is quite complicated. Cool winds coming down out of the northern plains area, dropping temperatures to near 85 degrees behind this very short stationary front that runs from near Kansas City to Albuquerque. To the south, a low-pressure system is pulling. This afternoon, there have been thunderstorms in the panhandle of the state, down on the South Plains, extending as far south as Big Spring. Elsewhere, it's hot. Here are a few of the temperatures. 91 at Amarillo. Dallas reporting 102 with clear skies. At Houston, 92 degrees and cloudy. Corpus Christi is 88 degrees. Laredo, 103.
Not as hot here today, folks, in Lubbock. Great job there, Billy. 65 the high today in Lubbock after a morning low of 40 degrees. No precipitation today at Lubbock International Airport, about normal for the month of November. Storm Detection Network taking a live look in Brownfield with a high there today of 66 after a morning low of 39. Now, we'll look at the 7-day forecast and includes that all-important weekend forecast in a minute.
Live from the ABC 28 Storm Team Weather Lab, the most advanced technology and #1 forecast in the state of Texas 5 years running. Here's Chief Meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Good evening, everybody. Storm Team Doppler 1 radar clear of any precipitation tonight, but that more than likely is going to change as we move into Friday. A lot of high school games going on, especially Friday afternoon, and then, of course, we have the weekend and that big game as well. Future radar from the Weather Lab showing, for the most part, a dry Thursday evening, but by Friday morning, this upper-level disturbance will start bringing some precipitation across the South Plains, and Doppler 1 is going to start picking up some of that, maybe even a wintry mix across the northeast plains into Mexico. And by Friday at noon, areas of precipitation should be growing across the South Plains. Again, we'll watch that pretty closely. Tonight, though, absolutely beautiful on the South Loop. It's 62 degrees. Southerly winds 11 miles per hour. Humidity at 41%. For the most part, temperatures across the region have been very mild this afternoon and still holding in the mid to upper 50s, lower 60s in Hobbs and Roswell. Dew points, upper 30s or so across here. It's been a little bit more moisture than we had yesterday, so that's going to help keep the temperature up a few degrees overnight tonight. Satellite picture also showing an area of high clouds moving over the South Plains. That also acts as a blanket to inhibit the loss of the heating that we had of the day. This storm system that moved across our area is now well to the east of us. Jet stream now showing strong on the Pacific Northwest coast. This is going to be the next storm system that will move our way. Its immediate impact will be to help force a front or two down here. Wind forecast models are showing that by tomorrow morning, the wind starts shifting around to the north and will be a bit gusty at noon, around 18 miles per hour. But the winds begin to diminish a bit by tomorrow evening, and in fact, during the day on Friday, speaking of nice weather for high school football games, we start the day out with light winds out of the north. They'll stay that way, but the clouds will start really increasing across the South Plains during the day on Friday. The models also, again, for the most part, keep us dry tomorrow. So high school playoff games tomorrow, I think, look great. But as we move into Friday, we start breaking out some precipitation around Muleshoe, and then during the day on Friday, near 1,300ths of an inch forecast of Lubbock International Airport and 3,400ths in Muleshoe. It's this area here, northwest counties particularly, may have a chance for some wintry precipitation on Friday. Temperatures overnight tonight, the upper 30s, lower 40s off the Cap Rock. Tomorrow, again, mid to upper 50s in the metro behind the front, and the 60s right off the Cap Rock. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:18. We'll see the clouds occasionally mixing across the area tomorrow. It'll mix with sun and clouds throughout the day. See that? Did you see that big old helmet right there? Red Raiders take those Longhorns down there. But we'll have to worry first about a wintry mix on Friday, mid-40s. Saturday, looking good.
Okay. By the way, the weather guy you showed us at the start was none other than a fellow by the name of Ellis Posey. And there might be a few people out there that might still remember him because he was a staple back in the early days of KW television.
And he was very, very good.
Yeah. Yeah, even
very
with
good.
chalk. I did
Didn't
that,
matter.
but my chalk kept breaking. Thanks, Ron.
Okay.
Well, it is National Signing Day across the nation and here at home for high school athletes.
Up next in sports, Jeff will be in to fill you in on which local stars are signing on the dotted line.
Hi, I'm...
From local high schools to the Texas Tech Red Raiders, here's Jeff Lillicott with ABC 28 Sports.
Hey, today was the start of the early signing period for high school athletes who want to sign on to play college ball. The Lady Raiders loaded up again with the West Texas connection. We start up in Plainview, where Alicia Robertson signed on the dotted line to play for Marcia Sharp and Texas Tech. Alicia is part of the two-time defending state champion Plainview Lady Bulldogs.
It's hard to put in words how I feel. It's just a great feeling, and it couldn't be better than this. This is what I've always wanted. What I'm really excited about is one of my lifelong goals is to win a national championship. And I think in the future, Texas Tech's the place to do that.
All righty, next we head out west. Tawana Flowers from Levelland has signed on the dotted line to become a Lady Raider. It's nice to get the future plans out of the way before the high school season really gets rolling.
I'm very, very happy. Now I can just go with the season, not even worry about it, and just play with my team my senior year.
Now, along with Robertson and Flowers, Texas Tech also signed guard Brooke Bauman out of Canyon High. We hope to hear from her tonight at 10. Bob Knight's Raiders were also set to sign 3 players on the dotted line today, including guard Drew Kaufman out of Midland Lee and 2 junior college transfers, Devon Giles out of Seward Community College in Kansas and Mike Travis out of City College of San Francisco. South Plains College men will see 3 of their current players moving on to the D1 ranks. Marcus Jackson and Cassiano Matthews are headed to the SEC and Georgia, while Logan Lee is going to Hawaii. In other signings, Tech Volleyball signed a player out of River Road High School in Amarillo, and Tech Baseball signed a JUCO pitcher out of the Houston area and a high school catcher out of Alamo Heights in San Antonio. The big Texas football game doesn't get much bigger, and for the seniors, this is their last go-around at home anyways. That includes Cliff Kingsbury. And Cliff is also one of 14 finalists for the Davey O'Brien Award, which goes to the nation's best college quarterback. Cliff and the rest of the team are excited about the position they are in this week.
It's all up to us, and the players on this team, the coaches on the team, and that's what we wanted, and that's what we're going to need to do to be victorious in this Big 12 championship, and that's what we got to carry out this week.
We're starting with Texas this week, and that's who we're focusing on, and we control our own destiny, and that's the way we like it, and we're just going to go out there and play.
And you can see the big game on ABC 28 starting at 2 o'clock with a pregame show.
Okay, should be an interesting weekend.
Yes.
Thanks, Jeff.
And Ron has the final outlook for all the weather just right after this.
Click on TexasSize.com to find area's best restaurants. Now featuring Cooper Drive-In. Why search the rest when the area's best is on TexasSize.com?
Oak Express.
This ABC 28 News team brings you award-winning newscasts year after year. Bill Maddox, Carla Leslie, Ron Roberts, and Jeff Lillicoch. Watch them weeknights at 5, 6, and 10. ABC 28, where news comes first.
All right, 7-day forecast with temperatures in the middle to upper 50s tomorrow behind the front. Then I think we'll cool off a wintry mix possible on Friday. Still Saturday, because Lillicoch, you know, is doing that big show out there. He wants it to be nice.
Absolutely.
And anybody that's as big as Lillicoch, we make it nice.
Okay,
That's
very
right.
good.
That's exactly
You know, there's quite a party going on down the hall
Yes, there is for...
celebrating 50 years of Channel 13 being on the air.
Okay, that's our report. Stay tuned now for Entertainment Tonight.
You're watching ABC 28, where news comes first. This portion of ABC 28 News is sponsored by the Texas Size Radio Network.